Okay, till there was you. We're going to go a little further in that. Last thing it looks like we talked about were the different varieties on the turnaround, the different forms of using that C sharp diminished. I kind of gave you 1, 2, 3, 4 options on turnarounds. Number 2. And then a G. And then anyway, so those are all examples of how we could do the first ending. So when you're playing through the song, then you can pick any one of those, 1, 2, 3, or 4. I'm going to pick number 4. Then the song would repeat. Then we would go to the second ending, which would just be a C chord. And we could go to F, and then C. And that's going to take us into the bridge. Okay? So to pick up to the bridge, we play the C note, B note, C note. We can hold that C as we do that. Okay, now, the next chord that we're going to go to is going to be a little tricky, but, you know, I know you're always up for a challenge. We're going to come all the way up and bar on the 10th fret. We're going to try to bar 4 strings with the 1 finger. Okay? That's going to just take a strong effort between the thumb and the first finger to get that. You don't want the finger too high. Just want the finger covering those 4 strings, and you just kind of squeeze that down. Just get that sense of doing that push between the thumb and the first finger, and you strum down on those 4 strings. Okay, and then with our pinky, we're going to play the 13th fret of the B string. So coming off this C chord, all the way up. Okay, that's going to be, you may get it right away, but don't be surprised if that ends up being a little tricky. I can't remember if your guitar has a cutaway here. I can't remember. If it does have a cutaway, there is an alternative way to play that chord, even without the cutaway, but it's easier with the cutaway. What you can do is you can play, once again, where we end on the C chord, play the pickup notes to the bridge. Now you could come all the way up. So basically my right hand is just going to slide, my first finger can stay on the B string all the way up to the 13th fret, and then make a little 3-note F chord, which is actually pretty tight if you don't have a cutaway. And then the pinky would go on the 15th fret of the B string, and you would strum that like that. So it's basically the same sound. Listen. There we're barring on the 10th fret, and then playing the second note with the pinky on the 13th fret of the B string. Or we can come up and play this little F chord shape and play just 3 strings, but we end on the same note, except now we're playing it with our first finger, as opposed to, you can hear they sound the same. Okay? You can do that either way, whichever way works better for you. Okay? After we do that, then we're going to come down and we're going to play a F sharp diminished on the 4, 5, 4, 5. We're just going to strum it. And then we're going to pick the C note that the ring finger is on here on the 5th fret of the G string. Like that. Okay? So coming off the second ending, strum, and then we pick that C note. Okay? So I'm going to back up a little bit. I'm just going to play the entire second ending, the pickup to the second ending. That G chord with those 3 notes, B, C, D, C, F, C. Coming into the bridge now. Okay? Now the next chord is also a little tricky, but it's doable. You have to let me know if you can accomplish it. If you can't, we can modify the arrangement. But what you have to do is you have to come up and you see your first finger when you're playing this F sharp diminished is right here on the 4th fret of the D string. What I'm going to do is I'm going to slide that up to the 7th fret, and I'm going to bar it and put my second finger down on the 8th fret of the G string. And then I'm going to put my pinky all the way up on the 10th fret of the high E string. So tabbed out, that's 7, 8, 7, 10. Okay, that sounds a little dissonant, doesn't it? But that's the correct chord. So we'd be coming off the F sharp diminished, pick the C note, slide that first finger up, create a half bar. Once again, it's important when you're talking about those half bars to really sense that pressing between the thumb and the first finger. You really want to be aware of that you're not pulling back or gripping or anything. It's really a very minimal touch. The first finger, as much of it as you need, and then just the thumb. It's always that sort of action. And then after we play that chord, we'll use the ring finger to play the C note on the 8th fret of the high E string. Okay? So I'm going to take it back right before the second ending, play the pickup from the G. We go to the C chord, F, C. And we keep going. Now we're going up to this F6, F sharp diminished, pick the C note, slide up, got to get the pinky down as we slide up, and then reach back. I'll do that again. Okay, so that switch from the F sharp diminished up to the F sharp diminished, because it's really the same chord, just in a different spot. You slide that up, and you got to get that pinky up in place. After that, we're going to go to a little C6 chord, which is going to be tabbed out starting on the D string as 10, 9, 10. And we'll have the first finger down on the 8th fret, like that. So we go from the pinky on the 10th fret back to the 8th fret. And then we'll pick the 9th fret of the G string. So that'll be, okay? I'm going to take it back once again to the pickup, to the second ending, starting on that G chord. C, F, C, F sharp diminished, pick the C note, slide up to the C6, pick the E note. Okay, I'm going to play it from the beginning all the way through to there. This time I will use option number 3 when I play through the first time. So we have 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. Going to number 3. Repeating. To the second ending. F. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to stop there because I think this is going to take a lot of work, and we'll finish the bridge on the next video. But that section coming off of this F sharp diminished, it's going to take some doing. So practice just going from this F sharp diminished, sliding up, getting that half bar with that first finger and dropping that pinky. And then to the C6 chord. Okay, I'll do it one more time just to give you something to play along with from the beginning. This time I'll do option number 2. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. To number 2. Repeating. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. To the second ending. 1, 2, F, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? There you go. I'm glad you're enjoying that song. It's a great guitar tune, kind of a real classic. that has been done by many, many people over the course of time. And we'll finish up that bridge in the next video. Let me know if you have any questions on that or if we need to modify anything. Okie dokie. Talk to you later.